understanding the word interface is important to make you work more efficiently within the Word environment. Let me take you on a tour around Word. Now here in the center, you can see I have my document window, where my document is. But there are a lot of other aspects to the user interface. If I go directly up in the center and the top of my screen here, you'll see the name of my file, as well as the product that I'm working in this case, Word 2019. As I move across to the right-hand side, you'll see my name, who I'm logged in as, and this is only in the Office 365 subscription. Next to that, I have my ribbon display options. And my ribbon display options changes the way my ribbon looks. Now, if you're not familiar with the ribbon is, it's this gray bar where you see all the icons. And the ribbon display options allows me to change the way my ribbon looks. Whether I just use tabs so I have a little more area to work in, or if you've ever accidentally auto-hid everything, you don't know how to do it. And you don't always know how to get back. These three little dots, well, they'll take you back, or I can just go back and hit the ribbon display options and go back to show my tabs and commands. A little further to the right, I have my minimize, my maximize or restore, and my close. They're pretty standard in Internet Windows. Now you may have noticed this little share me below. Share is also part of the Office 365 subscription. The Office 365 subscription is different than the 2019 version of Word, the one that's standalone on your computer. This share allows me to share that with other people through the Office 365 subscription. Now let's jump back over to the other side. Here I have a couple icons. And this is my quick access toolbar. It comes standard with save, undo, redo, and this touch mouse option. The touch mouse option, since there are so many touch screens out there these days, allows me to change the way my ribbon looks, making it easier for your fingers or a stylus to select. Now, we're using a mouse, so I'm going to use mouse mode. The little arrow here at the end of my quick access toolbar, well, that allows me to add additional items and customize it the way I want it to be. Those commands, those that I use all the time, making it quick for me to access them. And I can add new or open. I like print, preview, and print. And when I select one, it adds it to the end of the list. I also like to use save as. It's one that I use fairly often, but you'll notice as I click the down arrow again, save as isn't an option. And so to add any command that exists in the Word environment, I go down to more commands. More commands is going to take me into the backstage view. And we'll get to about more in the backstage view in a little bit, but the backstage view allows me to modify my quick access toolbar. If I look through the list of my popular commands, and there are a couple other options here, and scroll down, I will see Save As in the list. Now I can select it and click the Add button, or I can just double click, and it'll move it to the right-hand side. Now on the right-hand side, you'll see my print preview that I've added, my Save As, but they're not in a logical order for me. And so to reorder them, I select, and over here on the right, using the up and down arrows, I can put them in the order that works best for me. If there's something in the list I don't want, I can select and remove or double click, and it'll be removed from my list. When I'm done, I click OK, and now I have Save, Save As, Undo, Print Preview, and Print, touch and mouse mode. Another thing you may have noticed as I hover over different commands, a little yellow box pops up. These are screen tips. And these screen tips tell you what these icons do. save as, print preview, and print. Below my quick access toolbar, I have tabs: Home, Insert, Draw, Design. Each of these tabs, when selected, changes the information underneath. The ribbon changes. And the ribbon is divided into groups, separated by these gray lines. And within each group, clipboard, font, paragraph, I have various commands. Again, some larger, some smaller, depending on the command and depending on the view you're set up in. In the bottom right-hand corner of some of your groupings, you'll see this little box with an arrow. And this is your dialog. It takes you to your expansion box. It opens a dialog box giving you other options that you don't necessarily have in the grouping itself on the ribbon. Small caps, all caps aren't available to me in the font grouping. One last piece at the top here. You may have noticed, different than other versions of Word, there's no help icon anymore. The new help is this box here right at the end of all my tabs called Tell Me What You Want to Do. And when I click in the Tell Me What You Want to Do, it's more than just help. If I wanted to add a comment, notice what shows up underneath. I not only see help down here at the bottom, I also can see various comment commands. So I don't need to know exactly where every command's located. I can search for it in the Tell Me What You Want to Do and activate it right from there. And there's more information at the bottom of your screen. On the left-hand side of my status bar, you'll see it says page 1 of 2. And this helps me navigate through my document, telling me where I'm at and how many pages I'm working on. And if I click on page 1 of 2, it opens up my navigation window, allowing me to quickly and easily jump around my document. Closing the window, just click on page 1 of 2 again. Next to that, you'll see a number of words and proofing options. Each of these options I can turn on or off by right-clicking on the status bar and checking or unchecking any of these items. As I continue over to the right-hand side of the status bar, I'll see different views. Currently, we're in the print layout view, and that's the normal view that most people work in. But there is a reading view, which opens up more like a book. And as I scroll through the pages, I can go back and forth and see all of the information. And there's also a web layout view, which will show you the way it looks if you were using this information on a website. Next to that, I have my zoom. I can zoom in or out using the plus and minus signs, or I can just grab the little bar and go in and out. Now, if I want to be really precise in the way I view, I can click over here where it has the 100%, and either by percentage or by the type of view, I can change and say OK. So understanding the way the interface works in Word is going to make you more efficient.